If you love explosive action, unstoppable heroes, and films where one man takes on an entire army and wins, then welcome to the brutal, blood-soaked world of Sisu, Road to Revenge. This is not just a war film. It's a survival epic, a revenge story, and a mythic tale of a man who refuses to die, no matter how impossible the odds become. Let's dive into the full story. The brutal world of 1944 Finland. The film begins in the final days of World War II. Finland is scorched by retreating Nazi forces burning everything in sight. Villages are destroyed, rivers run black with smoke, and hope feels extinct. But in the middle of this wasteland, one man still walks fearlessly through the ruins. His name is Tommy Korpi, a former Finnish commando who fought more battles than anyone can count. Legends claim he once fought an entire Soviet platoon alone. Some say he's immortal. Most don't believe he's even human. Now he lives alone in the wilderness as a gold prospector, carrying his scars and silence like armor. Days pass as he digs through the rubble-strewn earth, and just when it seems hopeless, he finds it. A massive vein of gold. The kind of treasure that could change a life forever. After years of surviving hell, Tommy finally sees a future beyond war. But as we know, in a world on fire, peace never lasts long. The Nazis cross his path. Tommy loads his newfound gold onto his mule and begins the long journey toward the nearest bank. But the road is dangerous. Nazi troops led by Bruno Helldorf, a cruel and ambitious officer, are retreating and pillaging everything they can before escaping Europe. Bruno's ultimate plan? Use any stolen wealth to buy his freedom once the war ends. When his convoy crosses paths with Tommy, they see nothing but a tired old prospector. But Bruno notices the heavy bags on Tommy's mule and instantly suspects treasure. He politely demands to search Tommy. Tommy refuses, and Bruno realizes he's dealing with someone unusual. Moments later, a few soldiers stay behind to rob the old man. Huge mistake. Tommy transforms from quiet wanderer to unstoppable warrior. With knives, bare hands, and terrifying precision, he wipes out the soldiers in seconds. There's no hesitation, no fear, only instinct. Tommy continues his journey, but Bruno now knows the truth. This is no ordinary prospector. This is the immortal, the legendary soldier whose feats became wartime nightmares. Bruno wants the gold even more now. And Tommy? He just wants to survive. A one-man army awakens. After another encounter, the Nazis ambush Tommy again, this time with rifles, vehicles, and overwhelming force. Tommy manages to take down several attackers, but eventually the battalion succeeds in stealing the gold. They beat him, stab him, leave him hanging, and assume he's dead. But they don't understand who they're dealing with. Tommy Korpi refuses to die. He cuts himself free, crawls across mud and ash, and even pulls a burning tank knife from his own leg. Bloodied and barely breathing, he begins the long, agonizing pursuit of the men who stole his future. This is no longer about survival. This is revenge. Pure, relentless, unforgiving revenge. Tommy finds allies. Along his journey, Tommy discovers a horrifying sight, a group of Finnish women imprisoned and abused by Bruno's soldiers. These women, terrified but strong-willed, offer critical information about the Nazis' movements. Tommy frees them and gives them weapons. This isn't mercy, it's justice. The women later play a crucial role in weakening the soldiers' ranks and reclaiming their dignity. Their courage adds emotional weight to the story. This isn't just Tommy's fight. It's the fight of an entire people whose lives were shattered by war. Explosive road chase. The middle act of the film is pure adrenaline. Tommy hijacks a motorcycle and launches a chase sequence for the ages, dodging gunfire, weaving between mines, and taking out armored vehicles with nothing but a rope and raw determination. He leaps onto tanks, rides beneath trucks, and uses the landscape itself as a weapon. Even when a bridge collapses, he manages to cling to life through sheer willpower. Tommy becomes the embodiment of Sisu, the Finnish concept of unstoppable courage, grit, and tenacity when all hope seems lost. Bruno's desperation. As Tommy destroys soldier after soldier, Bruno begins to panic. His carefully planned escape is falling apart. His men whisper stories of the immortal, and fear spreads through the ranks. Bruno doubles down on cruelty, trying to maintain control, but it only pushes his remaining men to desperation. He wants Atami dead, not for survival but for pride. Meanwhile, Atami continues his silent rampage, using knives, explosives, and even his own blood as fuel. The final showdown, Fight in the Sky. The climax is nothing short of insane, in the best way. Bruno and the last Nazis board a transport plane with Atami's gold. Atami storms the runway on a stolen vehicle, hooks onto the plane, and pulls himself up as it takes off. Inside the plane, chaos erupts. Atami fights through the cramped metal cabin, killing soldiers in brutal, claustrophobic combat. Bruno tries to shoot him, bribe him, and beg him, but Atami is beyond mercy. He kills Bruno in midair and claims back his gold. The plane crashes violently, but Atami, true to his legend, survives once again. A new tomorrow. The final scene shows Atami walking into a bank, still covered in blood, dirt, and ash. He drops his gold on the counter like it's just another day. Through all the battles, explosions, and near-death moments, Atami is still alive, still unstoppable. The message is clear. Sisu is not about strength. It's not about weapons. It's about the will to keep going when everything in the world is trying to stop you. Atami embodies that will in every frame of the film. Final thoughts. Sisu, Road to Revenge is a masterclass in minimalist storytelling, relentless pacing, stunning landscapes, and raw human determination. It combines the intensity of classic action films with the elegance of folklore, turning Atami Corpi into a symbol of grit that inspires long after the credits roll. Whether you watch it for the action, the survival, or the sheer mythic energy, one thing is undeniable. This film proves that courage, when pushed to its limits, can create legends.